Scene one, Apple, take one. Scene one, Apple, take one.
Hello, my name is Donna Jackson, and I am honored to be the Teacher of the Year for North Forsyth Middle School, where I teach 6th grade social studies. Today's lesson is an introduction to Canada. The students are going to be examining stereotypes associated with our neighbor to the north, and they are going to be gathering basic information so that later on we can look at more specifics. Students will be working in pairs. They will receive a handout that has some general statements about Canada, and using the Chromebooks, they are going to go to some websites. They'll be directed to certain websites where they will be trying to determine if these statements are true statements or if they're in fact stereotypes. We have varied abilities in the classroom, and so there are two different handouts, an A handout and a B handout. The students will be receiving the handout based on their learning level. Each student will then write a short paragraph at the end of the lesson based on their information that they gathered on Canada, and they will give some evidence from their research in the paragraph. The reason I like this lesson is because it gives students a chance to interact with one another. It also lends itself to academic discourse. I hope you enjoy the lesson. Thank you very much. All righty, everybody. I hope you had a great break. It's nice to be back, kind of. Some of you may still be asleep at this point in time if you were at home. You are sitting with a very smart partner, and you're going to be working with your very smart partner today. And the first thing that you're going to be doing is that you are going to decide with your very smart partner which one of these four statements is true. The statements are, all people in the southern United States listen to country music. Tall people are good at basketball. Girls are not good at math and science. And be careful with this one, people who wear glasses are smart. So please turn to your smart partner and tell them which one of these is true.
Tall people are good at basketball. Tall people are good at basketball.
Yeah. All right, let's see a show of hands. Who says it's number one? All people in the southern United States listen to country music. Okay, who says that it's number two? Tall people are good at basketball. Who says that it's number three? Girls are not good at math and science. Who says it's number four? All right, people who wear glasses are smart.
Oh.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't see some of you didn't raise your hand for any of these. Okay, so why didn't you raise your hand for any of Dylan?
Because when I was in 3rd grade, I had a friend that was really tall, and he was very bad.
Okay, so you're saying you don't agree with number two because every tall person is maybe not good at basketball. They may not even like basketball. All right, McKenna.
I just feel like they're all like assumptions.
Okay, she says that they're all assumptions. Okay, Reese, would you agree with what McKenna said?
They're all opinions.
Okay, they're all opinions. Okay, Sophia?
My grandma's from Michigan,
Okay.
and she moved to Florida, and
Okay.
she doesn't like country music.
I don't like country music, and I've lived in the South all my life. So we can't really say all people. All right, Gavin?
They're all stereotypes.
Oh! What'd you just say?
Stereotypes.
Okay, he says that these are all stereotypes. Okay, turn to your neighbor and tell them he's right. Turn to your neighbor and tell them what's a stereotype. So turn to your neighbor and tell them, what is a stereotype?
The way a person acts. That's why she's telling us be yourself. It's the way somebody acts.
Now, last period, a bunch of people could give me examples of stereotypes, but they couldn't really give me a definition. So who can give me a really good definition of the word stereotype? Kevin?
Something that people, like when they go there, they want to, they expect it to happen.
Okay, something you expect to happen. All right, Tess, would you agree with that, or you want to change the definition a little bit?
I agree with him.
Okay, you agree with him? All right, Emily?
I think, I'm just kind of taking a guess, but I think a stereotype would be kind of like something that people believe that's not always true.
All right, something people believe is not always true. Would everybody agree with Emily? Possibly? Somebody give me an example of another stereotype that I didn't tell you. Okay, these four are stereotypes. Give me an example of another statement that's a stereotype. All right, Tess?
Everybody has a hard time sleeping on 6 feet.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. All right, how about this? My daughter has red hair, and when she was born, people said, oh my gosh, she's going to have a terrible temper. Do all redheads have a terrible temper?
No.
No, my daughter probably, I don't think I've ever seen her, well, maybe once or twice, lose her temper. So you have to be careful with stereotypes. Here is the definition for stereotypes. So if you would write this in on the handout that I've given you, because some of you were right on the mark. A stereotype is a group or category that we put people into. All right, they're often incorrect. Just because we make that statement doesn't mean it's true of everybody, and it assumes that everybody in that group is alike. Now, you guys already know I'm old, so it's okay if I mention this. I grew up in the 70s, okay? In the 1970s, when I was in high school, there were a group of people at our school that were called hippies. And people would say, oh my gosh, those hippies. Well, does that mean every person that was a hippie did something bad? No, absolutely not. People when I was in high school would say, hey, all the athletes, all the jocks, they're not very bright. Well, my husband was an athlete. He's much smarter than I am. And so that was definitely not true. There are stereotypes in our school. All right, there are stereotypes in our world. But you got to get to know people individually, all right, and realize that it's not, stereotypes is just a category. Are there stereotypes about countries?
Yes.
Let's say somebody give me one. What is a stereotype that you know about a country? Dylan.
Like somebody could say that Germany is the worst country.
Okay, because of what happened in World War II. And somebody could have said, even during that time, they said, oh my gosh, all the Germans hate Jews. That wasn't true at all.
That was just Hitler.
Okay, right. That was Hitler and the people that he brainwashed.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. When I was in Ghana, in Africa, all of a sudden everybody in the villages that we went to said, oh my gosh, you must be rich. I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm an American, and so they thought all Americans are rich. All right? So that was their stereotype. Everybody who is an American is rich. And we know that that is not the case. McKenna.
Like Africa, it's all
Okay, people might say everybody in Africa lives in huts. Okay, everybody in Africa is poor. That's not true. We've seen pictures of big cities in Africa, so in some of the countries in Africa, so we know that's not true. So you got to be careful with stereotypes. Somebody in another class said, oh, everybody in Afghanistan must be a terrorist. Well, that's not true, and we know that's not true. So we have to be, once again, very careful with stereotypes. Now, I have given you a handout, okay, and that handout is about Canada, because we are about to talk about Canada.
Canada.
So turn to your partner and see, are there any stereotypes that you know about Canada? Turn to your partner and tell them something you know about Canada. Anybody want to venture a guess what it might be a stereotype for Canada? McKenna?
They all like maple syrup.
They all like maple syrup. Okay, good. They produce a lot of maple syrup, but that doesn't mean everybody likes maple syrup. Okay, Ian?
They're all really nice.
Somebody in every class has said that. All Canadians are really nice. And I hope that is definitely the case. But do you think there's probably some Canadians that aren't all that nice? Okay, Emily?
That it's always cold in Canada.
It's always cold in Canada, okay? That's going to be one of the stereotypes we're going to look at. Gavin?
Everyone says A.
Everyone says A, okay? Everyone says A. Dylan? We'll come back to you. All right, hopefully you know where Canada is, okay? It's our neighbor to the north, all right? And so it is a very, very large country, so we'll spend some time talking about this. But we are first going to look at some of the possible stereotypes for Canada. Now, as you look at these statements, all right, you will notice that at the top right-hand corner, you have either an A or a B on your piece of paper. If you have a partner, you and your partner, all of you have a partner, you and your partner have the same, either A or B. But there's some people in here, they and their partner have a B, and there's other partners that have A's. So what I want you to do is I want one of you to go ahead and open the Chromebook and go to It's Learning. And on It's Learning today, you will see posted handout A, handout B. If you have A, you're going to click on the A handout and go to the hyperlink. If you have B, you're going to click on the B handout and go to the hyperlink. The reason there's two is because this way we can look at more websites. So if we have several websites, we can look at and gather lots of information. So let me give you just a moment to go to It's Learning, find go to today's, which is January the 8th, find either the A handout or the B handout. Okay? The A handout's going to look something like this, just so that you know kind of what you are looking for. And then I'm going to walk you through the first one so that you know how to go about doing this. Anybody already at the A at this website? Okay, not quite. So B, you do the same thing. If you have the B handout, you're going to go and you're going to click on the B handout, click on that blue hyperlink, And it'll take you to the correct website. All right. Raise your hand if you are at the website for A. Not yet. Okay. Is it being slow?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been working pretty good in all the other classes, so hopefully it'll... Yeah, most of you are almost there. Anybody there now? Yeah? Okay, awesome. Okay, you're either at the A, you either clicked on A or B, depending on what you had in the upper right-hand corner. Okay? All right, let's look at number one, what the instructions say. The instructions say you're going to use the website to determine if the following statements about Canada are true or false. So I've given you the link, and that's what you've clicked on. You're going to go to the website. First thing you need to do is choose English. Oh, wait a minute. What's the other language they speak in Canada besides English?
Canadiese.
French. No, not Canadiese. Okay. Either French and English are the official languages. Okay, so click on English, and then click on right here, Explore by Theme. So everybody click on Explore by Theme, and then look at statement number 1. Statement number 1 for handout A says Canada's glaciers are expanding due to the extreme cold. And then in parentheses, it tells you what to click on to find the answer. So you click on Energy Systems, okay? Then it says you click on Climate Prosperity. Then you go to Environment and Society, which is here. And then you click on Ice, Snow, and Sea. So you and your smart partner are going to read the information, and then you got to decide, is this a true statement or a false statement? If it's true, you put a check next to the word true. If it's false, you put a check next to the word false. But then you've got to give me some proof. How do you know that? How do you know that's a true or a false statement? Well, you're going to read the information on the website, and you're going to jot down the evidence that you find. All right, so we'll see if these are stereotypes or not. Any questions about what to do? Okay, awesome. You got a very smart partner. Go ahead and work with your smart partner, and let's decide if these are true or false statements, you and your video and your partner. Okay? All right, let me know if you have any questions. Okay?
Where do we go after we hit the climate?
Okay, you went to climate, and then you went to environment and society, which is at the top. And then you clicked on ice, snow, and sea.
Okay.
Okay, you're welcome. You really don't need the little video, or just mute it.
Go first.
Do what? Okay, you are going to, did you click on English? Okay, you already did that. Then you're going to click on Explore by Theme. Okay, then you're going to click on Energy System. Underneath there. And then you're going to click on Climate Prosperity. Then at the top, you're going to click on Environment and Society. And then Ice, Snow, and Sea. Okay? All right, everybody look right here real quick. This is the way you should be doing this. The Chromebook shouldn't be right in front of you. Okay, the Chromebook should be in the middle because both of you are reading and looking at this. You're talking about this. You're figuring out what the correct answer is. So go ahead. Good job. Go ahead and start working together to determine what the answer is.
Do we click this?
Yeah, y'all click on that blue hyperlink. And it'll take you to the website. And then when you get to number 4, you go back to that handout, and there's a different website. So we're just trying to look at as many websites as we can. Yes, ma'am.
Can you just quote it? Quote what it says?
Well, give me a little more than that. You can, but you can put it in your own words. Why are they shrinking? What does it say? What's causing them to shrink? Okay? Do you want to turn around and work with these ladies? Because y'all both have B. Are you okay working by yourself? You're more than welcome to. You're fine? Okay. Well, let me know if you have a question or if you want to work with these ladies. It'll be fun. Remember, you have to give me some specific evidence why this is either a true statement or why it is a false statement. Y'all okay, girls? Oh, Pedro, since there's 3 of y'all, if you want to grab another one and y'all can have 2, or are y'all okay? Okay, all right, great. You enjoy that video, don't you?
This one, it confused me for a second, but I got it.
You good? All right. Remember, please discuss this with your smart partner, okay? Use their brain, use yours. You got 2 good resources there. Having trouble with the word, Reese?
It was bad. What do you mean?
Would you automatically assume that was true or false?
I kind of think it's false.
Why?
I don't know.
Now notice where Canada is. Does that have anything to do with the type of climate there's going to be? So does climate affect agriculture?
I attempted to write like this.
Well, that's probably not going to work very well. Yeah, that would hurt. Now I'll put the map of Canada back up there in case you get to one and you need to remind yourself, where is Canada? How might the location affect some of the statements that are there?
I don't know how to use the next one.
Okay, you're going to go to the people, and then who we are, and then demographics, which is going to be across the top, and then life expectancy.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome. So what'd you find out? Do they grow a lot of crops?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Y'all were right, exactly. I was playing devil's advocate, trying to make it.
On the map it shows like most of Canada grows food. Most of Canada.
I'm hearing some really good conversations about this, which is great. That's exactly what I want to hear.
Because it says that people
Doing okay, Emily? It's on your nails. That's cool.
So, Ms. Jackson, and this part, so we put proof for this one, but we're not supposed to.
So you mean where to locate it?
No, like what should we write here? Because we can't. There's not much on this page.
Okay. The statement says life expectancy is low. Okay. Oops, sorry. And that is false. How do you know that? What does it say to prove?
Well, I read up here and it said Canada ranks 3rd in life expectancy, and so I thought maybe that's because they have higher than a lot of other countries.
So what is their life expectancy?
It says a woman's life expectancy is now 81.7 years. A man is 76.3.
Okay, so they rank 3rd in the world, so they have a pretty high life expectancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you can say. The life expectancy for females is, what is it? What'd you say, 87.1?
81.7.
Okay, 81.7. And then the life expectancy for males is, and you can include that. And you can also say they are ranked 3rd in the world in life expectancy. I think both of those would prove your point.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And then Jacob, when you get to, may I borrow this really quickly? When you get to number 4, you need to go back to, got it. You need to go back to the handout on It's Learning and then click on that website. Okay?
Good. I got Pringles.
Okay, how we doing?
Pretty good one on the back.
Okay, great. Hey, somebody's asked me this in every class. Who can tell me the difference in urban and rural? Okay, who can tell me? Because that involves one of the questions that you have about urban and rural. Victor.
Urban is the city and rural is like farm.
Excellent. Urban is city, don't forget. Okay, rural is more the country. So when you get to that question, remember what urban and rural mean, okay? Urban city, rural country. You think you're going to find any true ones? Hopefully. You will. Are y'all good? You good? Okay, there you go.
Then farming.
Food at the vampire.
You doing okay, guys? Yeah. Yeah, might be a little easier. Then you don't have to look all the way across, and then y'all can compare what you have. Is this your pencil, Ian?
No, but I'll take it.
Do you need one?
Yes.
Santa didn't bring you any pencils for Christmas? Did you not ask for an essential pencil? Y'all good back here? Yeah? Y'all good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Bless you. How are we doing? Everybody need about 5 more minutes or so? Yes? Okay, that's kind of what I figured. Yes, ma'am.
We're not quite sure on like number 3 because it's through the years it gets bigger. Their farming does.
So, and do they grow much food? Yes, they do. And you have to look at the size of Canada, all right, and realize that even a small percentage of Canadian farmland is going to be a lot because Canada is a very large country. So, yeah, that continues to grow and continues to increase, which I think in some ways is kind of surprising because they have such a cold climate. You kind of think, they're not going to grow a whole lot of food. But surprisingly enough, they do. So just find the proof, even if you look and you can use the map as proof. You can say according to the map, yada, 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 yada. Okay? Help? No?
I just can't.
Canada has few natural resources.
We think it's this.
Okay, so you're looking under resources, and then you can also look under the section called economy. So look under both of those.
Okay.
Oh, now this one is just for resources. I think this is just to tell you where to go to find other information about Canada. So go up to the section that's called economy, and let's see how they make their money and see if resources plays a part in. Okay, all right, so read this and then what's underneath the picture too. All right, let me have your attention one quick second. Down at the bottom of the back, I'm asking you to reflect on all this information you gathered and then write a paragraph describing Canada. And I want you in your paragraph, it needs to have at least 3 sentences. Come on, folks, you can do a 3-sentence paragraph. And in your sentences, please include factual information that you gathered, because some of you are starting to do this. So include facts. Somebody in one of my classes today said, the Canadians are very nice people. Where did you find that in here? I mean, I think they probably are. But did you actually find that as evidence? No. Somebody said, I think the people in Canada are chill and relaxed. Well, where'd you find that?
That's an opinion.
It's an opinion. So you need to make sure in your at least 3 sentences that you're giving factual information. All right? So go ahead, keep going. But some of you are getting to that point. So please use some facts, some real evidence in there. And then when you folks get finished, go ahead and do some other research on Canada. See what else you can find out. Go to some websites about Canada. Yes, ma'am.
This one, the northern part of Canada has few natural resources. Like, how many would that be if that were few? Do they have
So I consider a few like 2. You know, when you say, hey, there's a few people in the room, usually you're considering 1 or 2 people in the room. So 5 are they pretty good natural resources? Like, what are they?
copper, oil, nickel, diamond?
I would consider those pretty significant natural resources. Of course, what's the problem in Canada?
It's cold.
Okay, and so what do they have that makes it difficult for those to get to? What's that word? Permafrost. Okay, so yeah, you're exactly right. Which country has permafrost? We've already talked about? Russia. So yes, so they do. But that's the problem, kind of like the Russian economy is. It's just really hard to get to them because it's so cold. In fact, to me, the most interesting part of this website is the part about the people. To find out where they live and, what kind of jobs do they do and... Which one are you on? The northern part of Canada has few natural resources, okay?
He said like they mainly have diamonds,
But say that again.
If they only have diamonds, they don't have like one natural resource. But only one of the few important, like really big ones.
Okay, so what are some other big ones that they have that might be? What did you find? Are there other important natural resources that they have in northern Canada?
Copper, nickel, and cobalt.
Okay. Do they have any oil? Keep looking, digging around in there and see, because I think you might find they do. So if they have all of those natural resources, do they have a significant number of natural resources? Yes, they do. But what's the problem with those natural resources? What's the climate like in northern Canada?
It's cold.
Really cold. So are they going to have any difficulty getting those natural resources?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that day we talked about it's frozen.
Okay, and what's that called? Yes, you do. What country did we talk about that was part of? Russia. Okay, and it starts with a P. You remember we looked at that slide? Permafrost. So they also have a problem with permafrost, which makes it really hard for them to get to those natural resources. But they have a bunch. So they have a significant number. So is this going to be true or is this going to be false? Okay, so list some of the resources that they do have as your proof that they have more than a few. Once you have finished, continue to explore this website, especially the people section. All right, you can look up lots of different things that might have sparked your interest as you were doing this to see what else you can find out about Canada. How you doing, Jacob? Okay? I don't mind if you and your partner write the same paragraph. You can talk about the paragraph if you want to, include the same things, or you can do, each one of you can do individually. But yes, we're going to do that in just a moment. We're going to let some folks finish up and then we'll all put it in there at once. Okay, awesome. We're all going to start talking about it in just a couple of minutes. All right, somebody tell me something that you learned about Canada that you didn't know before. What was something that kind of was interesting to you? Brody?
Canada, very educated.
Very well educated. Okay, did you expect that or... Okay, all right, Gavin.
People in Canada made a lot of money off diamonds.
A lot of money off diamonds. They have some pretty significant natural resources. What's the problem, though, with those natural resources? They can't get to them. Because why? What is there? Permafrost. Ooh, what country had permafrost? Russia. Okay, tell me something else. Anybody else? All right, we're going to continue to look at Canada over the course of the next couple of weeks and add information to this. But let's go ahead. We haven't put anything in our notebook in a long, long time. So we're going to put this on page R33. Okay? Let's everybody start out doing their notebook really correctly in the right now so that it'll stay this way for the rest of this 9 weeks. So you're going to go to page R33. We're just going to call this Canada. And today, it's the 8th of January, 2019. Hard to believe. If you would, go ahead and log off the Chromebook and go ahead and you can just leave it on the desk because my next class will need to use them too. So you can just leave the Chromebooks right there. And you're going to put this on page R33. All right?